Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on this channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And this video is all about phrases you can use to shut a narcissist down. Now remember, if you haven't seen my videos before, I go into how narcissistic abuse is a multi-dimensional issue. It is affecting us spiritually, psychically, emotionally, physically, and mentally, right? So we deal with it in our healing and externally on a multi-dimensional way to set ourselves free and not be emotionally hijacked or dysregulated by the narcissist. Because remember, they really want to infiltrate your energy system and get you emotionally dysregulated. So when you're talking with a narcissist, they're not looking for resolution. I've made videos on how they don't care about the truth. They know what they're doing, they know it hurts you, and that's the whole point. They want to antagonize, confuse you, and distort your concept of self and reality so that you become like a battery supply to them. Your energy is siphoned for them. They get power from having power over you. They're emotionally void and they don't really create their own energy. They basically siphon yours. So the point of their antagonistic, tormenting arguments with you is to get you derailed, to get you head up, right? It's not resolution, the truth. They're not looking for that. So when I talk about, the best way to play with a narcissist is not to win, I'm saying that because they're not looking for what you're looking for. With someone else, you're looking to get to a resolution, to get to a peaceful place of understanding. This is not available with a narcissist. Love is not on the menu, and nor is resolution. They want you dysregulated, even if there are times during certain love bomb phases of the abuse cycle, they seem to be agreeing with you and pacifying you. Believe me, it's just to build you up to then be more powerful when they break you down. Because if it was constant abuse, right, it wouldn't work. They have to build you up to break you down. But you will notice the pattern of highs and lows. You will notice the pattern of not being on steady ground. So let's give some beautiful ways in which we can, what I call, diffuse the energy. What you're looking to is not feed the energy that they want from you, which means to remain emotionally regulated and not give them your energy and not get disturbed, not let them traumatize you as much as possible, right? So the first thing I need you to know is you're not here with a narcissist to justify, validate, or explain yourself. If they are kind of hijacking you, like cornering you into a conversation, they force everything. They force relationships. They try and corner you. You don't owe them an explanation, right? So if you say, if they try and force the relationship, come and do this with me, and you don't want to go, you do not need to make an excuse. You do not need to say, well, because a lot of the time when we're trying to get out of these things, they get so sticky because we feel guilty. They try and guilt you, right? So you do not need to say, I've got something else going on that evening. You can just say, no, thank you. I've made other plans. The less personal information you give them, the better. Why? Because anything they know about you privately is ammunition, unfortunately, to a narcissist. And this is why it's very dangerous for us to stay in these, well, one of the reasons why, because, we don't want to be on defense all the time, and we want to be able to share with the people we're around what we're doing and information. But the narcissist is literally keeping score in the relationship, right, of everything they can use against you. So personal information, too much information, oversharing. They will lull you into a false sense of security on a good day when they're in the love bombing phase and try and extract information out of you that is ammunition and basically bullets they're going to shoot you with later. So the less information of your life, the better. Yeah, I'm just going out. I don't feel like it. Vague answers. Do not justify, validate, or explain yourself. I teach my clients this all the time because, this applies to anyone in our lives, right? You have a right to privacy, and not everyone's going to understand your journey when you've been through narcissistic abuse. And so a lot of people will say, like, why aren't you talking to your parents? Or why, they won't understand why you've decided to go no contact, or why you've decided not to interact with a friend or whatever. You can just say, look, it's a private issue. I really appreciate your friendship, but it's not something I'm willing to talk about, right? That's our business. You can say things like that to not just narcissists, to other people, to protect your privacy, because you're not on the planet to have to justify, validate and explain your every move, right? You're here to find your personal power and understand you have the right and the choice in who you let around you, even if it seems right now that you don't. I promise you, you can get to a place where you do. So, you know, the whole point of this don't justify, validate or explain yourself is trying to get a narcissist to see your point of view is just, it doesn't work, right? Why? Because they don't care about your point of view. They already know they're wrong. They know what they're doing, right? They don't care what the truth is. They care what's going to emotionally hijack you and dysregulate you. So trying to get them to see your point of view from a place of empathy. One, they don't have empathy. They're empathy devoid. And two, like, all it's doing is giving your energy away, basically, to someone who is just going to exploit it. It's not like they're going to have an aha moment. And I think this is the thing. When we are like still trauma bonded, we still believe in the idea that they'll have this aha moment and realize the error of their ways. And that's not going to happen. That's not what they do, right? They exploit people. So they probably already know your point of view. They know what they're doing is wrong. If you're unsure about this at any point, right, in the love bombing stage, how they are with flying monkeys and enablers and other people is different to how they are with you, right? They know what's good behaviour, they know what's bad behaviour, they know what they're doing. So don't try and explain your point of view, right? That's a losing game and it's a waste of your energy. Remember, I talked to you about team. The resources we have in this universe are our time, energy, attention and money, right? Where we put them is important. Do not invest in the narcissist, invest in yourself and healthy people around you. So vague answers, shut down the energy with diffusing statements. What do I mean by that? I mean statements that honestly, I've watched narcissists combust when I've used this kind of language with them and with my clients, right? I've taught my clients a lot of this, right? So diffusing statements are one where there's nothing they can latch onto. They can't hook your energy on it. A diffusing statement is, I've taught my clients to say, and I've done it, when a narcissist has attacked me or tried to criticize me or whatever, and said something I'm doing won't work or whatever it is, or there's something wrong with my appearance, I've said, that's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. Why is that so powerful? Because you can't say anything against it. I'm not disagreeing with you. So again, we're not fighting to be right over the narcissist, because the minute you do that, they've got you. Right? Don't engage and know how to deal with this kind of person. So that's an interesting idea. It means I'm not bothered what you think about me, but I'm not saying it like that because that would then get into a war. When I say to them, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, they've said to me things about, I don't think you should be doing it. I don't think that will work for you. I don't think you should be on YouTube. That's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. Right? If anyone said anything like that to me before, I don't think in your state of mind, you should be going out right now. That's an interesting idea. They're always going to try and bring you down. Whatever you're doing that is true to you and for your passion, they're going to say, like, you shouldn't be doing it and all the reasons why it won't work. That's an interesting idea. Anyone says anything about me, what I'm doing, my passion, my purpose, anything like that, that's an interesting idea. What I'm not doing is buying into it, and what I'm not doing is justifying, explaining, validating or defending myself or giving anyone any more ammunition. Another one like that is thank you for sharing. Yeah. Another one that works is, well, you could be right. It's not how I see it, but you could be right. I'm not trying to be right over them, and this is what throws them off. It's like you combust them. Thank you for sharing. You could be right. Yeah, when they say that's not going to work, why are you doing that? Thanks for sharing. You could be right. Yeah, because look, I don't invite unsolicited advice. No one on the planet has the right to give you advice unless you've asked for it, right? So people in your business telling you what they think will work for you, what won't work for you, pushing their advice on you when it's uninvited, right? Really don't have the right to do that. So I just say, well, you could be right. Thanks for sharing. But actually, I'm going to carry on my own way. Yeah, I'm going to do what I feel is right for me. They're going to railroad you. They're going to try and get you to commit to things before you have time to think. Yeah. So the best thing you can always do, remember your key resources in the universe, time, my energy, my attention, my money. Even if you're sick right now, even if you don't think you've got any money or whatever, you have time. And time is something you can use to educate yourself and get better. right? Time spent in the right way, right? Ways that actually empower you, give you the right information. Check out my manifestation channel at Manifestivelli for more on this. But like, time you do have, and time is the most valuable resource in this universe, guys. Why? Because your time is the one you won't get back. You can lose all your money and build it again. You can deplete your energy and rebuild. In fact, your attention is something that you can learn to master your mind and put somewhere else, right? Most things are regeneration. Most things, not everything, like, you know, not everything. You might have certain things that you can't regenerate, but you still can come back to a better place of health. Time you're not going to get back in this universe. So even if all you've got is time, see it as your most precious resource, like currency, like you were putting money in a slot machine. Why am I putting my time into a narcissist, right? It's not good for me. Is it good for me now and in the future? No, it's not. It's not going to get you anywhere. So when they're trying to railroad you, make you, force you into a commitment, then they're going to hold it against you, by the way, get you doing things you don't want to do. Let me think about it. Or, no, not right now. I can't commit to that right now. I'll let you know. Let me think about it. Or, no, I can't commit to that right now. Let me know. If you use that, right, before you speak, and it's hard for me because I was always so amicable to people, wanting to keep them happy, you know, I would really want to please everyone, that it wasn't automatic, and I still have to check myself. But like, if your default becomes let me think about it, at least let me think about it before you speak, then you get to regulate your system and actually feel what's right for you before you're railroaded. If they're trying to go on and on and on and on and on and on like they do, they can be really draining, trying to bring you into their drama, into their events. You can just say, look, I understand, but I haven't got time to talk about this right now. Or, I understand, but it's really none of my business. Because what I used to find very uncomfortable was they constantly like talk about their next victims, really. They're constantly down talking people. If they're not attacking you, they tend to be talking about other people. And I'm just like, look, it's none of my business. I can't get into this, right? Or just walk away. Another one is questions. Questions are so powerful, right? So questions. When they're trying to be mean, but you know when it's kind of covert, when they're not being ultimately aggressive. I mean, if someone's being really aggressive and bullying you, I would just say, I'm not engaging in this. But when they're being subtle and you know they're making a dig, yeah, you can ask. Because a question, when they're doing it, meeting them with a question rather than accusation. Questions are more powerful than accusations, guys, in this. Are you trying to hurt my feelings? Yeah? When they're telling me all the things that could go wrong in my life and what I'm doing wrong and what's wrong with me. Are you trying to hurt my feelings? I'm questioning their intent, but I'm doing it in a way where I'm not accusing them. So why that works and diffuses the energies, I'm not saying, you're just a bully, you're trying to hurt me, blah, 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 right? I'm not making an accusation. I'm asking a fairly neutral question. Are you trying to hurt my feelings? They'll back down 9 times out of 10. If you like this video, let me know. Please, if you try any of these strategies, let me know your success with them. Lots of love, guys. I'll speak to you soon.